Hey, it's Anthony Amatrano on Edu Power Tools here to show you a quick overview of Google Classroom and how to kind of get started setting up your first Google Classroom. And so what Google Classroom is a product put out obviously by Google to help you kind of organize your classroom, give you a digital workspace for all of your classroom materials to share with your students. You can have them complete assignments. You can post announcements and things like that. In addition to that stuff that you can do directly with the students, parents can supply their email addresses to kind of go along with the student accounts so that the parents get access to, they get weekly notifications of any announcements. They get announcements about upcoming assignments and things like that. They don't actually get to go into the classroom, but they get the notifications that stuff is going on so that they can kind of touch base with their child to know what's happening in your classroom. So anyway, the first step to go to get started with Google Classroom is to visit the Classroom website. I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to type in classroom.google.com. And for me, it just kind of auto-populated, and it might do the same for you. Okay, so this is the Classroom page. This is the Classroom page here. And you see that I have a sample class already started here, and that I'm signed in as me in my school account. You may be asked to sign in. When you get asked to sign in the very first time, if you've never used Google Classroom before, there's going to be a little pop-up message that is going to ask you whether you're a student or a teacher. Obviously, if you're an adult watching this screencast, you will be a teacher in this class. As a teacher, you are also able to join other people's classes as students. So if you have another teacher who's a Google Classroom rock star that you want to check out, they can invite you to be a student so you can check out from how it works from a student's perspective. So the first thing you're going to do in Google Classroom is you're going to create a class. We're going to go over to this plus sign here. You're going to tap the plus sign, and it's going to ask you whether you want to join a class or create a class. For now, we're going to create a class. So tap on Create Class. Here you see you've got 4 fields that you need to fill in. Only the first one is required right now. Section, subject, and room are optional. You don't need to provide those right now, and we're just going to kind of ignore them for now. We're going to create a test class that you can use to kind of mess around with things. We're going to call it Playground. So I typed in the class name, which is Playground. I'm going to hit Create, and that's going to create the class. It takes just a moment or two to get created. Once you have created a class, you're going to see the main page of the class in Classroom, and we're going to go over the 4 tabs that you see there. So you might get this little pop-up version of Classroom without the Classwork page will be going away. If you're not using Classwork yet, you can switch over before September 4th. That's only if you've been using Classroom for a while. Any new classes that you take are always going to have this Classwork page here. We're going to go over that in a second. So here you see this is the main page of your class. Here's the class title here, Playground. Here's the class code. That's what you're going to use to invite students to your class. There's a couple of different ways you can add students to your classes, and we'll go over that in just a second. But this is the main page of your Google Classroom. It's called the Stream page, and it kind of operates the same way that Facebook does. It's in reverse chronological order. You're going to see all of the announcements, all the comments, pictures, videos, things like that. That you will be posting into the classroom. That's all going to appear here. Okay, if you have something to share with your class, you just type it in there just like you would on any kind of other social media. And then here you see upcoming, you've got a little notification section here for what's coming up for assignments, things like that. So once you have some assignments set up, you'll be able to see that stuff there. This is customizable. So if you don't like the picture here, you can change your theme or upload your custom photo. We're not going to do that right now. All right, so that's the Stream page right there. The next page that we have here is the Classwork page. Classwork page is where you're going to organize all of your materials. You're going to put any kind of readings that you want to have the kids do. You can put in web links. You can put in pictures, videos. You're going to put assignments here. You can have assignments where kids just answer a simple question, or submit a whole Google Doc or a Google slide or a sheet or something like that. They can upload files like movie files. They can upload audio files, all sorts of different things. Basically, this is going to be the hub of where you're going to organize all of your materials for class. And you can do it in a number of different ways. And we're going to talk about that in another video because we could spend a whole video just talking about how you're going to organize your classroom online. Then the next tab here is your people tab. These are the people that are involved in your class. So you have teachers here. Obviously, you created the page, so your name is going to be first. You're the main teacher. If you have co-teachers that you want to add to the class, either paraprofessionals, instructional aides, instructional coaches, or special education teachers, anything like that, you're going to add them here. So they'll have basically the same rights as you in terms of adding material, commenting on material, grading material, things like that. Student teacher is another option too. Students in your class, you're going to do here. So like I mentioned before, you can add them two ways. You can click here, invite students. And here, what you can do is, with your school district account, you should be able to just start typing names, and names should pop up. Okay, so you see here we've got some students that are in here that I can select. So I go through my class roster and just kind of add them from there. If you want, you can also invite them using this class code. So back when we started here, when we went back to our list of classes, we'd click this plus sign to create a class. You could click join a class, and then you would enter in that code there. I learned this in a session the other day. If you want to display the code in really big letters and numbers, you just click that button there. So again, that's right next to the code here. Display code. If you want it super big, you can click this again, and that makes it really large so that everybody can see it. So those are the two ways that you're going to invite the students to your class, either directly by selecting their email by going through your roster, or by just posting the class code in your class and having them enter it in on their own devices. And then the last tab that you have up here at the top is the grading section. The grading section is going to look like a spreadsheet. It's going to look like an online grade book where you have all of your assignments listed across the top in different columns, and then all of your students down on the side listed in rows, so that as you give assignments, they appear in your grade book, and then as you grade assignments, the grades appear in the grade book. So then you can transfer them pretty easily to your online grading system if you use that, or if you need to transfer them to a paper grading book, you can do that as well, whatever makes sense to you. So that's my brief overview of Google Classroom. I'm going to have some more videos coming up that are going to give you some more in-depth information about how to organize your class and get started using it effectively with your kids. Until then, have a great day and good luck.